All right, wrestling fans, welcome to another edition of Championship One Wrestling Podcast. As of right now, we are going to be talking about Championship One Wrestling until my guests decide that they're going to be here for me tonight. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got some stuff that has happened in the past week that we need to talk about that's going on live right now. First and foremost, Christopher Battle and Adrian Ace. What is going on with that rivalry? What has happened between those people that is making this thing be completely 100% on fire? If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, put it right into the chat box. I will make sure that we show it for you guys directly. So a couple weeks ago, Christopher Battle comes out and cuts a promo, and he says, and I quote, "I never lost my title," which is correct. He had to relinquish it. And I am and will be coming back for my Mixed 1041 championship, to which I believe Adrian Ace took a great personal offense to and had a lot of problems with that statement. And so in the following weeks that have come, we have seen Christopher Battle be attacked by Adrian Ace on more than one occasion by none other than Mama Hannah and Adrian Ace the Rabid Reject. So that is first and foremost on the list here that we have got to talk about and get that out there and going for everybody. So Championship One Wrestling has been promising to bring this match to us, and I'm hoping that they're going to do it on their May 25th show, the Mayhem in McDonald's show that they're going to be having, especially with the way things that have gone the last couple of weeks and the way that it's been brought to a head. That rivalry is definitely on the forefront of things to come, things that are going to be happening in Championship One Wrestling. And then, of course, hopefully, if my guests decide to come in today, we'll have the Pied Piper of professional wrestling himself here and the manager of Champions and Legends, Gabe Walters, here as well. And we will be able to ask them questions and talk to them about some stuff. But, of course, you guys know a couple weeks ago, there was a street fight for the number one contendership match that took place. It was brutal. It was extremely hardcore, I guess you could say, in that street fight. There was just too much stuff that happened. Stop signs came out, bowling balls came out, trash cans came out, pans came out, chairs got used, tables were used. It was just an extreme thing, guys, to see. So I'm going to tell you right here, right now, I'm going to be the first one that may cover this. But, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, that was an extreme match. And I think there was some extenuating circumstances that happened during that match that kind of manipulated the situation and the outcome of that match, where Cameron Coxx actually won that match, and becoming the new number one contender from Xavier Gray. But I think that there's a lot of animosity that's built up with Xavier Gray over losing that number one contendership. And also, not only that animosity that has built up there, but also the animosity that's going to be running through the veins of one Miss Danielle, the HBIC herself. So with all this going on in Championship One Wrestling, it begs the question, what is going to happen with Mr. Cameron Coxx in the next couple of weeks, especially with his own personal battle that he's got to face this week with Christopher Battle? There's something insinuating happening right now. Something extraordinary is going to be taking place during that match, the 18th. So Saturday, the 18th is when that's going to be taking place. Christopher Battle and one Cameron Coxx, the Pied Piper of professional wrestling. So there's going to be some extra stuff that's going to be taking place. And then we had a very cryptic message for those of you that did not know or did not understand what was going on. Robert Blade is going to be making his return, none other than Saturday, May 18th as well. And he left a great cryptic message out there, portraying exactly what he's going to be doing, how he's going to be doing it, and when he's going to be doing it. And I posted that on the C1W for Life fan page earlier, and also posted that out there on my Facebook page for you guys to catch out and see. And it's also on Championship One Wrestling's page as well. Robert Blade just was left no stone unturned in the promo that he cut, talking about not only was he going to come after Kevin, and it's not going to happen on his watch anymore, that he was not going to allow the stuff that has been going on to go on anymore, but that he was definitely coming back to make some heads turn. So it's going to be a very interesting weekend. Let's just say it like that at Championship One Wrestling, located at 130 McDonald School Road, McDonald, Tennessee. That's the place everybody wants to be Saturdays when this stuff takes place and starts going through. So we got to talk about it. We got to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. So if you guys are out there in the universe, you guys are out there in the fan world, you guys are wanting to see some great wrestling, you guys need to come down to McDonald, Tennessee, 130 McDonald School Road, McDonald, Tennessee, Saturday. That's going to be the doors opening at 7. The bell time is going to be at 8. That's Eastern Standard Time for you guys. It's $8 for tickets. If you guys are using a card, there's a 50-cent surcharge on the card. Or if you have Cash App, they can take Cash App directly right there at the door for you guys as it's going through, when it's going through, how it's going through. So, you got some options there to get into the door. And Championship One Wrestling is now brought to you by Back Road Boys Barbecue. So they are also going to be giving away some tickets, but you need to head over to their Facebook page, the Back Road Boys Barbecue Facebook page. You need to put in not only your you need to not only like and follow that, but you also need to share it, and not only share that thing, but share it with Championship One Wrestling, share the post on Championship One Wrestling, and they're going to be giving away 4 tickets, guys. So if you guys want to bring some people out, have some fun, definitely bring them to the show. You can win those 4 tickets right there Saturday, May 18th. It's going to be a great place for each and every one of you guys to be. So I'm telling you guys, we've got a lot of stuff that's going on here. There's a lot of what ifs, a lot of what if questions that need to be answered here with Championship One Wrestling the next few days to really understand what's going to be happening, what's going to be taking place at Mayhem in May. So Mayhem in May is going to be taking place, I believe, if I'm correct, the 25th of May. It's going to be starting at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., if I'm not mistaken there. And they did announce that they were going to have some special guests come in and be a part of that. So we're going to check that out and see if everything's going to go through and be clear with that as it comes through. So, guys, I'm telling you, we're going to have some great stuff. Robert Blade has come in. Thank you, Robert Blade, for being here. Said Robert Blade doesn't understand what he's getting himself into by stepping back into my territory. Absolutely, Robert. I agree with you. I don't think anybody understands what Kevin's done, how he's done it, when he's done it, where he's doing it. He said they're going to be doing a giveaway also tomorrow afternoon. Ooh, the giveaway will be done tomorrow afternoon, she says. So definitely get yourself over there to Backroads Boy Barbecue. Share that page. Go to the Championship One Wrestling page. Make sure that you share that post that's on Championship One Wrestling, and they will be giving up their tickets there as well. So as you see, guys, there's a bunch of stuff that's going on in the world. And as always on time, we have one of my guests that's going to be deciding to come in here. Mr. Gabe Walters, the manager of Champions and Legends, is here. So let's get to it, Mr. Gabe. Hey, Gabe. Thank you for coming
Mark.
in and being here today.
Joseph, how's it going, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How are you, sir?
And as always, I am better than you deserve.
Absolutely, you are, sir. Mr. Gabe, we have a lot to talk about, especially with your client, none other than the Pied Piper of professional wrestling himself, Mr. Cameron Coxx. So,
Mr. What?
Mr. Cameron Coxx, Mr. C1W himself, the Pied Piper of professional wrestling.
How about Mr. Number One Contender to the C1W Heavyweight Championship?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, we've seen in recent weeks the pure brutality from your client. The Pied Piper of professional wrestling, Mr. Cameron Coxx, is very driven. He's driven to be the best. Is that blinding him from realizing that he has one of the biggest targets on his back now, being that number one contender?
Look, as far as targets go, Cameron Coxx is the one who picks the targets, okay? Gabe Walters picks targets. You can try and put a target on his back. Cameron Coxx will roll out of it every time.
It's interesting that you say that, because the next question that we have to ask is about none other than Miss Danielle. You know, we saw the street fight. A lot of us saw the street fight. There were some of us that did not see it. But do you
who else seen the street fight? Who else seen the street fight, Joseph?
There's a lot of people who saw it, sir.
Oh, I think so. You know why? Because Cameron Coxx was involved with it. That's why.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you think that there will be any surprises from Danielle Gray or Xavier Gray, your client, to keep him from becoming the new champion?
We're still on this.
No, look, Joseph, they can come up with whatever surprises they want. Any tricks they want to try and play, any secrets they want to try and keep from us. What you need to keep in mind is that the Pied Piper Cameron Coxx, he will leave no stone unturned, no door left opened. He's going to search everywhere, because when the Piper wants something, he finds it. Doesn't matter where he has to look.
Well, I can attest to that, Mr. Gabe Walters. The Pied Piper has kept his promises in the past. He's kept multiple of his promises in the past, and he has a great track record of not only keeping those promises, but making those promises and making them in a big way. And he's always come through on them. So I have to give you that, Mr. Gabe Walters. And that's great toolage from none other than the manager of Champions and Legends right there. So thank you for that. Now that your client has proven and he can keep his promises to become the new number one contender, when and where is he going to call his shot?
No,
Where the hell have you? Hang on a minute, Cameron. Where the hell have you been?
Well, sir, I've been a part of the NWO
shut
for
up
the
when
past
I'm
couple
talking.
weeks.
Shut up. He's going to call his shot Saturday night, May the 25th, for Mayhem in McDonald. Now,
Excellent.
that 2-bit trick, Danielle Gray, she stuck her nose where it doesn't belong again. The first time she did it, it cost her son everything that he has spent the last year fighting for. And now this time, she stuck her nose in again and decided to abuse her power and put her son into a C1W heavyweight championship match that he has no business being in.
just like he had no business at all stepping in the ring with me to begin with.
Well, that's debatable, Cameron. I think that he had a right to be in the ring with you. I don't think he was ready to be in the ring with you. I think that's the difference. I think that he had the right to be there, but I don't think that he was ready for you, the brutality, or anything that was coming.
Joseph, let me get something straight. I have a right, okay? I've been doing this longer than he's been born, man.
So have I.
I beat him once. I beat him again. Tried to beat him again. I would have if my foot wasn't on the rope.
If the referee would have seen that.
Exactly.
That crooked referee that they brought in out of nowhere.
And after that, I get cheated. Just like I always do. I always get cheated in my life. I'm not going to take it in any... Ooh, there's things I want to say, but I can't because I'll get reprehended.
Cameron.
Well, Gabe, I'm extremely glad that he brought up being cheated. So we all know that you carry that nice little fanny pack with you. We have to know, are you going to have any surprises in that fanny pack you carry this week for Christopher Battle or Draven Lee? Because I know that your other client, the killer TK Arden, is going to be facing Draven Lee.
You want to talk about a surprise for Christopher Battle? Here's a surprise for Christopher Battle.
Hey, Chris, remember this? Remember how you broke your leg putting me in a wrist lock? Remember how I still ended up having this and I own it now? As a matter of fact, let me show you guys something. I don't know if you can see it on camera. That's my blood, okay? You may have put your blood on the battlefield. I put my blood into professional wrestling. Understand that, Chris. And there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that you can do that's going to stop me from being the C1W champion.
Very, very good.
What do you got to say to that, Joseph? Mr. Mark podcast guy?
Excellent.
What's your retort, sir?
I've got a retort for you. I've got a lot of retort for Cameron Coxx. We'll get to it here in a minute, sir. With Mayhem and McDonald coming May 25th at C1W Arena in McDonald School Road.
I'm going to need it.
Do you have any spoilers for us currently?
No, I do. I got 2 spoilers for you, pal. Draven Lee, the killer's going to knock the face paint off his ugly mug. Christopher Battle wants to talk about having a win streak, about being successful on the battlefield. Cameron Coxx and Gabe Walters, we've walked into tougher battles, longer battles, and harder battles, and come out on top. This Saturday night, especially after what the rabid reject, Adrian Ace and Mama Hannah, did to poor Christopher Battle, I'm only going to say this once, so pay attention. This Saturday night, Christopher Battle, he doesn't stand a chance because Gabe Walters and Cameron Coxx We don't fight battles. We win wars.
Mm.
And your war is over.
Hey, Mark, do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Follow the Piper.
Follow the Piper. Cameron Coxx, I've got some questions for you, sir. If you don't
What do
mind,
you
Mr.
want
Gabe
now?
Walters. I've got a lot of stuff to ask you, sir. So the fans have asked me to ask you, what will it mean if you lose to Christopher Battle this week? Will he get
So
a
they
shot
think
at
I'm
that
going to
number one
lose to Christopher
contendership?
Battle? So they think I'm going to lose to Christopher Battle.
Some people have asked it, sir.
Well, I guess we'll see this Saturday night.
I can
That
tell
we
you
will,
right
sir.
now, Joseph, shut up. Cameron Coxx is not losing this match. There is absolutely no way that Cameron Coxx loses to Christopher Battle just 1 week before he gets his C1W heavyweight championship match.
Okay, let me talk about that real quick. Since everybody's thinking that I'm going to lose to Christopher Battle, that makes me think that everybody out there is going to think that I'm going to lose to A.M.J. and Xavier Gray.
You have to be open to the possibility of it.
No. Shut the hell up. I'm talking. I have big things in plan for both of them. And big things in plan on the crowd that comes to C1W.
Okay. All right. Mr. Cameron Coxx, I've got another question for you, sir. When you lose this match to
What
Christopher Battle this
now?
week at C1W Arena in McDonald, Tennessee, will you be willing to give him the opportunity of that number one contendership match?
Did he just say
When you lose.
when I lose?
When?
Yeah, he didn't
He didn't even say
He didn't say if. He said when
I'm
you lose.
not gonna lose. I never lose. Everybody has cheated me in my life, but I always found a way to get them back. You keep on running your mouth and I'll get you back, Joseph.
Better watch
I'll take that for what it's
sir.
worth.
You better watch your questions.
I will take that. I have one more question for you, Cameron. Will your strengths become your weaknesses at Mayhem in McDonald?
How can, what the hell are you talking about? He owns this title already. The former longest reigning, most number of reigns,
First ever
mix 104.1 champion at C1W. He already owns all those records. So come May 25th, I'm telling y'all right now, just wait. There'll be a sign, and you all will have your opportunity to follow the Piper.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for your time today. You're more than welcome to stick around if you wish to. I'm going to get on to my other guests. All right, guys.
You have fun with those other guests, and if I want to come back, I'll be back in about 25 minutes.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you, sir, for being here. Bye-bye, guys. All right. My next guest today is none other than Mr. Jared. Mr. Jared, I'm going to say this right for the record. You have been doing an excellent job on commentary. You, at this time, is our favorite commentator, our favorite commentator and chief and editor for C1W. So thank you for doing everything that you do for us.
Thank you. I mean, it's a pleasure to be a part of the C1W family. I'm coming up on a year being involved at C1W, and it's been life-changing for me. Genuinely, it has been one of the best experiences I've ever had, and I just want to keep on making C1W the best place to find wrestling in the Southeast.
Absolutely. And you mentioned making it the best place to find wrestling in the Southeast. You've got a long road to hoe in order to do that, but you guys are dedicated. You're absolutely 100% dedicated. You're putting in the work. You're doing everything. You're doing the little things to make it become that place that it needs to be. So, Mr. Jared, I have to ask you some questions, especially with you being on commentary and you being behind the camera, you being able to see it and also edit the footage for us. I'm going to talk about Adrian Ace a little bit. I'm going to talk about Christopher Battle a little bit. And I've got to ask you, do you think the rivalry between Adrian Ace, the Rabid Reject, and Christopher Battle has reached this boiling point?
The short answer to that question is no. I think that what the Rabid Reject did a couple of weeks back was pretty extreme. But, you know, as somebody who passes these men in the locker room and sees them in moments that others don't get to see them in, I've looked into his eyes. And I know that the depths of his depravity go far beyond burning a t-shirt. And I think Christopher Battle needs to be prepared for that. And as a combat veteran, I believe that he is prepared for that. But I just really hope he goes into this match in the right headspace.
I would absolutely agree with you. I think the headspace has to be there for him in order to maintain control of the match. Not only that, but the brutality that's already been shown by Adrian Ace and Mama Hannah both. They've both been involved in certain ways the last couple of weeks of taking complete advantage of Christopher Battle. So I think that he's not only going to be looking for revenge, but he's going to have to take it to that place to where he's calm, cool, and collective and can stay calm, cool, and collective in order to win against him. And what are your thoughts? I mean, is that exactly what's got to happen, or you see it going somewhere else?
I mean, when it comes to the matches that we have prepared for Mayhem and McDonald, I mean, I'm happy to say that many of them are unpredictable, but this one has that element of chaos where I know that both men can go to very dark, very violent places. And I think that's going to be necessary in order for one to topple the other. But as for who that is, I really couldn't tell you, Joe.
Well, that's an excellent point. We're going to move on just a little bit, but kind of staying on the same subject a little bit, but changing it over to your color commentator that's right beside you, Mr. Kevin. You know, since you've moved over there to commentary, have you noticed a difference? It seems like he's a little bit more unhinged recently. There's a lot of stuff that's happened, and it just seems like he's just coming off of his hinges.
I mean, I don't know that it's a change. I think that we saw that change when he first unleashed a fireball into his own son's face, and then proceeded to do so 2 more times to Matt Taylor. The dude's sick. Seriously, seriously sick. And in any sane world, he would get the help that he needs. But wrestling is not a sane world, Joseph. You know
That's
this.
right. That's absolutely right.
And unfortunately, it's very easy for very sick people to come to power. And that's what Kevin has done. And I'm just so happy that our HBIC, Danielle, has put her foot down and tried to mediate some of the chaos that Kevin has caused. Because, I mean, I don't know if you saw it last week. I was trying to introduce the show, and he shoved me out of the way.
I did see that.
You know,
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
that's just uncalled for behavior, but nobody's there to check him except for the HBIC.
Well, and I think that she has done a great job in trying to keep him in check as much as she can. But I think it's going to take an outside source to get to that point. We did see a little bit of rivalry between Matt Taylor and him there for a while, and he really had it going hot and heavy with Matt Taylor. And I was really hoping that one day we would have gotten that challenge between Matt Taylor and Kevin for it to come to full fruition. I still have that hope that it may get there one day, but I think that it's going to take somebody standing up to him, like his son, like Matt Taylor, like somebody that's inside C1W, like Robert Blade, to stand up to him to get this taken care of and leveled out. What do you think, sir?
Unfortunately, the fact of the matter is, and I've had this conversation with Kevin before, he is not cleared to compete as a wrestler. And he will not step between those ropes in a physical capacity unless it's to attack a woman, obviously.
That hurts.
It's the truth, and it's what we've seen him do. But do I believe that we'll get that match with him and Matt Taylor? No. Do I think that he'll fight his son? No. Do I think he'll fight Robert Blade? No. Do I think that all 3 of those men deserve a chance to put him in his place? Absolutely. But I just don't see it happening. If it does, I would be gladly surprised.
I don't think I would be surprised that it happened. I think that I would be more excited that it happened. And I think that's where I'm coming from. And of course, you know, Kevin's being the man that he is, being the heel style commentator that he is, to get on everybody's nerves, from the get-go. You know, he's on that Dalton Blake's payroll, of course. Everybody's been on Dalton Blake's payroll at one point in time or another. So I have to ask you this. Do you think effectively what's going on is that, in your humble opinion, let's just say it like this. Do you think that the refs are being paid off by Dalton Blake in order to throw his matches in his favor?
Do I think the refs are being paid off? I mean, I couldn't speak to that, but is it something that Dalton would do? Absolutely. I think it's more likely that he'd have his manservant Reed do it. I mean, I don't think the boss man's going to
Mm,
pull any money out of his own pockets,
right.
uh, but he'll definitely have his little stooge spend money for him. So I wouldn't be surprised if Reed was padding the pockets of the referees. I haven't seen any money change hands, but you know how sneaky those two can be.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Dalton Blake will do it behind the scenes in front of everybody. He'll do. I mean, let's just take Easter for example. You know, he came out there with the guidance that he was going to be giving out eggs and candy to the entire crowd. And then when you opened it up, what'd you get? You got the garbage because he ate everything before he got out there. He just wanted to let you know that he was better than you and that he was going to do it. So he'll
Re-
do it anyway it
Real,
comes.
real quick, Joseph. I need to respond to Kevin here in the chat here,
Sure.
because Kevin, I'm not telling you what you can and can't do. I'm just going by what it says on your very profile. It says retired. That's the label you gave yourself. If you want to come out of retirement and challenge somebody, please be my guest. I'd be happy to call that match.
Wow. That's a strong, strong word from a strong man right there. So not only would you call that match, but in recent weeks, we've seen a number of refs that have been kind of moving in and out of the ring. Last week, we had a great gentleman there from, I believe, RCW. I think he came down from RCW to help us out, and he was really animated, really took real great inside the ring, was really moving well inside that ring. And I think that's the first time in a long time that we've seen somebody just really believe in wrestling from the inside the ring perspective. No offense to anybody else who's refereeing. Our senior referee Randy Travis is a great referee as well. He's got great talent inside of him, but the man was so animated with everything he was doing. He was making it believable for people who had never seen it for the first time that was going through. So I've got to give a shout out to the guys there. And did you see anything that you liked from them as well?
I mean, absolutely. I definitely enjoyed the guest referee that we had. He did an amazing job. I also liked that the stripes on his shirt had their own stripes. Nice touch. Um, but I do have to echo that our senior referee Randy Travis has been and continues to do a great job. I mean, I think that C1W has done a great job at developing him as a referee, because I think that's kind of one of the intricacies of professional wrestling, is that every company, the matches are a little bit different. Everything's handled a little bit differently. There's a different level of either strictness or leniency to what's happening inside the ring. And having a homegrown referee like Randy Travis is extremely valuable for those big, important matches where we need to make sure that it's a C1W referee in a C1W match.
Right, absolutely. I absolutely agree. I think that C1W has the opportunity and the ability not only to stay where they're at, but actually have bigger and better shows inside the community and inside of a different realm. But I also believe that they could cross promote at some point in time with other promotions, such as RCW, just as they did this last Saturday. And it turned out to be a wonderful show. For those of you that missed it, it was a great show on Saturday. Between the Bells was wonderful. We had an excellent time being there. Wrestle Talk with a Rabid Beaver was there. Of course, Mr. Jared was there. He was on commentary. He was calling the action. And we couldn't ask for anything better to happen in between the ropes there than to see people from other promotions come down, help put the promotion on their back, help carry it, and vice versa. Us help them out in our promotion and carry them, and then let it go as it needs to be for the fans and for the people. And like I said, for the people that were there, I had a couple people with us that were first timers that came in, and they enjoyed the show drastically. They loved every bit of it. And I have to say that part of that was making it believable for people knowing who's good, who's bad, what's happening inside the ring. And they were first timers. They've never watched wrestling, never understood anything that goes on inside the intricacies of the backstage, of the front stage. And they got right into it with how great it was and what type of a promotion you guys put out. So I have to give that to you guys. Um, Kevin, you guys did a great job. I know, Kevin, you're watching here. You guys did a great job cross promoting. You did a great job bringing those people in and keeping them running the way that they needed to be. So I have to give you guys that props for that. RCW have to give you guys your props for bringing your people down into and doing that as well. And I would like to see better community access to where we could be able to come into the community and get everything set up. Like, let's say we do a promotion for the high school because they need music equipment or they need something going on like that. I would love to be able to say, C1W is going to be here for you. We're going to give you a portion of the ticket sales. We're going to be able to give you a portion of concessions, and we're going to make this work for you guys. So anybody that wants to come, anybody that you have come into the show is going to be a great plus, because you're going to get eyes on the product,
Absolutely.
number one. Then you're also going to be able to get new fans to come out to your shows, and you're going to be able to do cross promotion with them. So it'd be something
You know,
that's
something that I've said, and I'll go on the record here, not representing C1W, but just representing myself and my own personal opinion. I've said for a little while now that if every promoter around here could get together, they could probably sell out McKenzie Arena.
absolutely,
And I
absolutely they
believe
could.
that. Now, if that'll happen, I have no idea. But I definitely strongly, strongly believe in the idea of wrestling as a community, and that, you know, a region like we have here, promotions should be as close to each other as they can be without constant cross-pollination.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of egos involved, though. I think that that's the thing that people are going to have to put aside in order to make that happen. Is you're going to have to put aside your ego with your company, and they're going to have to put aside their ego with their company, and you're going to have to come together for the greater good to make it happen. And I'm not calling out Ego Pro, so don't think I am by saying you got to put aside your ego. Ego Pro Wrestling, for those of you that don't know, is a promotion out of Athens, Tennessee, that's in our area. And I'm not saying that to be bad with them, because they do a great job of bringing talent in from all different promotions and working them direct. So I'm not saying that about Ego Pro. So please don't take me that way. Anybody that's watching this, that's not a hit to Ego Pro at all. I'm just saying that there needs to be a better job of everybody talking together, communicating together, and working together. And that way, whenever there's big shows that can be put on, you could really have a big show with the top talent of your area at any given time going through. I think that Championship One Wrestling is in a prime spot to do that right now.
Absolutely. I mean, I can say firsthand that from my first day backstage, it feels like family back there, and anybody who comes in is treated like family. And I can't say that about every single place that I've been. So I think that it's an example that is good to set, and I think that it's one that we plan on continuing into 2024 through 2025 and beyond.
Well, excellent. And thank you for coming on, Mr. Jared. I'm so sorry I'm out of time right now, but if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. I have one more guest for tonight. And unfortunately, it's not unfortunate. It's actually a very fortunate situation that we've got our senior referee, Mr. Randy Travis, with us tonight. So would you like to stick around with him, or would you like to go on?
I'm going to have to sign off here, but I appreciate the time bringing me on here. And guys, come out Saturday to C1W. We've got a great show ahead. The return of Robert Blade. You're not going to want to miss this show. Come out, have a good time, bring the whole family, join C1W Club, get a shirt, do all the works.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Jared. And I hope to see you
Absolutely.
Saturday.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye. My next guest at this time is none other than the senior referee for C1W, Mr. Randy Travis. Mr. Randy Travis, how are you doing today, sir? I don't have volume from you, Randy. It's not allowing your microphone. Are you still there, sir? It'll be under the settings wheel, and then on the left-hand side, it'll say audio. You'll have to allow it. I got a little bit there. I got you now, but no video. It'll be okay. Just let's talk. If this is all we get, this will be great. All right, Mr. Randy Travis, I'm so sorry about this. So you're the senior referee here. You see a lot of the action. You see a lot of stuff that comes through. A lot of stuff has gone through. You have a lot of talent that goes through there. Let's readdress the first question and the last question that I asked Jared, actually, especially with you being the senior official. Is Dalton Blake paying off the refs to win those matches?
I can absolutely tell you for certainty, I have never, ever took a dime of Dalton Blake's money, nor have I ever took a dime from Kevin or Danielle. I just come in, I put on a shirt, and I'll call the matches straight down the middle as I see them fit to be.
Excellent, sir. That's an excellent thing to do, especially now. I was asked to ask you that question from the C1W universe. They wanted to know that their ref is going to be there on their back, have their side, and call it right down the middle each and every match. And you just answered that for me. So thank you for doing that. Now, do you think there's other refs that are inside the territory that is doing that as well?
I would say there's a lot of refs around the territory doing their job as it's supposed to be done. Straight down the middle, no favoritism to one or the other or anything like that. It's just in this day and age in the wrestling world, it's kind of hard to come across the ones that don't go out and try in some shape or form help out a friend here and there when they can or something like that. It's just I don't know. It's the wrestling world. We'll be all right.
Absolutely. So my second question to you is: you get to call all the action inside the ring and see the best of the best. In your humble opinion, who is the best wrestler right now working for C1W?
To be honest, in my opinion, the best wrestler in C1W at the moment, I mean, to be completely honest, we can't ignore how fast of a rise that Xavier Gray has has had. Now, Dalton Blake is all right. If
Oh, I lost you. We'll try to get Randy Travis back ASAP. I just lost him. Give me just a second. I'll get him right back in here, guys. I do apologize about that, Randy Travis. That is not a hit towards you. It just kicked you from the stream for some reason, but we will get you back. Just accepting. Let's go from here. So as of right now, he says that his main man, there he comes. He's going to be coming in right now. I'm so sorry about that, Randy Travis. I do apologize about that. We just lost you. You were talking about Xavier Gray. Xavier Gray was the man that's been rising. He's been the one that you've been seeing that is doing the most and has become the best working wrestler right now inside the business. So continue where you were before we got rudely disconnected.
yes, yeah. I mean, you can't deny the rise and how fast of a rise he has had. So, hands down, in my personal opinion, he is the best C1W wrestler on the roster at the moment.
Do you see the sky being the limit for Xavier Gray? Do you think that he's going to succeed and take his talents all the way to the top of C1W?
To be completely honest, after he gets a couple of years under him, I think he can go beyond this guy. Honestly,
Great answer, sir. That's
as right now,
I believe the third question I'm going to ask you tonight is: who is your favorite to be in the ring with and work with on a weekly basis?
do what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said, who is your favorite wrestler to be in the ring with and work with on a weekly basis? Who makes it fun for you to be in the ring?
A lot of people are gonna hate this, but it's true, and I'm not gonna lie. Every time I get to referee one of Adrian Ace's matches, I feel like a little kid sitting at home watching it on TV. At that moment, I'm half ref, half fan.
Right. Well, I'm a huge Adrian Ace fan, and I know I give him a lot of crap, but I think the sky is the limit for him. I think that he has the potential not only to work inside this promotion, but to go and be in bigger promotions, be champions of bigger promotions, as it seems. He's got the toolage. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows how to work the ring. He definitely knows how to work the crowd, especially from where he started from with the crowd. The crowd wouldn't even interact to him. And now all the little kids are holding his bat, his little Janice, his baby. That's a big step for him. And it was just in a few weeks he got that down. So I think that from a fan's perspective on the outside, I think he's one of the best that C1W has to offer currently. Does officiating a match for that slime ball weasel manager and his sewer rat Gabe Walters does it have any unseen challenges to call his matches? Is there anything that he brings that you have to watch specifically every time he's out there ringside?
every time I ref a match that has Gabe Walters in the vicinity of it, I make sure I keep as much of a close eye as I can on him because I know how slimy he can be. Like, there's been matches that I have refed, and it, as quick as a blink of an eye, he'll swoop in and give his clients an advantage, and you won't even catch it because you just
Right.
blinked.
Right. And it's crazy because the crowd will catch it, because they're watching everything that goes on from each perspective, but you're having to keep everybody in line at any given time. And like you said, he just swoops in and makes it happen. I asked him earlier about his fanny pack. Did he have anything specific in his fanny pack for both those matches that are going to be taking place this week against Christopher Battle and against Draven Lee? And he assured me that he had lots of goodies in that bag. So I'm just going to call it right here. I've kind of made a note with the commission. For those of you that don't know, I'm on the board of commission for the Tennessee Wrestling Athletic Commission. And I made a note there, and I've just told them, hey, look, there's something that's got to be done. This is an every week thing. We've got to do something about this. So I want to let you know, Randy Travis, I got your back, whatever that means, whatever we've got to do to help you to call this right down the middle and have fair matches in this. We're going to do that for you. I just want you to know that right now. So you can take that one to the bank, sir.
All right, buddy. Thanks for having me on there, buddy.
Yeah, Randy Travis, you have a great day. Thank you guys, each and every one of my guests, for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for being here. Those of you that are out there on Facebook, those of you that are joining on YouTube, those of you that are out on Trovo, Twitch, wherever you guys are finding this out, if you guys are on Mixer, you guys are on Daily Motion, I want to let you guys know exactly right now. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. You guys could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you were right here for the Power Hour with C1W. Now, before I go, I have to give a shout out, a special shout out to Backroads Boys Barbecue directly. I want to let them know right now that I did get a chance to eat their sandwich 2 weeks ago. It was delicious. They have since added nachos. They've added some chili. They've added a lot of other things. They have beanless chili, by the way, to their menu. And the concessions crew that's working at C1W has been doing a great job behind the scenes. So I want to give them a special shout out right here from Wrestle Talk at a Rabbit Beaver. You guys are awesome. Keep doing everything that you guys are doing. Backroads Boyd Barbecue. Make sure that your food is just as delicious as it was that first time I tasted it. We're always going to be able to get something from you guys. So thank you guys so much. Those of you that are coming in and joining us, I want to let you know right now, Championship One Wrestling is located at 130 McDonald School Road in McDonald, Tennessee. That's a place each and every Saturday you want to be, unless there is a special notice that they're going to be holding it or it's going to be closed. Bell time is going to be at 7. The bell time is going to be at 8 p.m. The doors are going to be opening at 7. It's going to be $8 at the door for anybody that's coming through. Kids 5 and under are always going to be free. There's a 50-cent surcharge on cards. So if you're using a credit card or using a debit card, there's a 50-cent extra surcharge for it at the door. Or you can cash app them directly at the door and get in for the $8. So, I'm telling you guys, it's just a great place for everybody to be out there. And with the extension that's going to be taking place this week, the number one contender, the Pied Piper of professional wrestling, Mr. Cameron Coxx himself, is going to be taking on Christopher Battle. We have definitely want to see this match, especially with those bold words that Cameron Coxx spoke tonight to Christopher Battle, putting him on the line there, showing him that original title, showing him the blood, sweat, and tears from that original title that he had to relinquish for C1W. So I think that he's made this personal, taking it to a great point. Concessions are going to be starting at 7:15. That's what Miss Samantha Martinez said. So I think that he's taking this to a great point out there, guys, and he's making sure that we know what his intentions are very clearly. I would love to have a retort from none other than Mr. Christopher Battle as soon as he's available to make one for us. I'd love to have him come back on the show and talk to us about it. And so, yes, we are going to be out there, guys. We are going to be doing some great stuff for you guys. We would love for you guys to come and see us out there at McDonald School Road. That's 130 McDonald School Road in McDonald, Tennessee. It's the place where you guys want to be. Saturday, May 18th. That's where it's going to be taking place. That's where it's going to happen, guys. It's where you all need to be. Now, remember, kids 5 and under are always going to be free at that show, guys. Always going to be free at that show. And remember, you can bring your neighbors, your wife, your kids' friends, their friends' friends. Bring them all out to the show. We would love to have them. And remember, we do have a flag ceremony that happens before the bell time starts. We would love your children to be involved in that, holding the flag, listening to the national anthem, singing the national anthem, giving homage to those that have went before us. We would love to have those people come out and be a part of that with us as well. Be a great place for you guys to be there. So thank you guys once again for those of you that were with me here, whether you're on Twitch, Trovo, you guys are on Facebook, you guys are on YouTube, wherever you guys are joining us at. Thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. And I will tell you right now, this was a great show. Thank you to Mr. Gabe Walters. Thank you to Mr. Cameron Coxx. Thank you to Randy Travis. And thank you to Mr. Jared for being here. Thank all of you for being here inside the comments, each and every one of you that wanted to be here. And I hope to see you guys right there, Saturday, May 18th, Championship One Wrestling. Bye, guys.